Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well out there. Today I'm going to be doing a really quick video to walk you through how to adjust the backlight settings on your Garmin Instinct watch. Now I like to mention in all my videos that I'm using the Garmin Instinct Solar watch. If you've got the non-solar model, this video should work just fine for you, as well as if you've got one of the tactical versions of this watch. The other thing I like to mention is I'm using the watch as delivered from Garmin. I haven't made any adjustments to any of the keys, the hotkeys as far as what they do when you press them. I'll also mention that there's some additional backlight settings, but the only thing I'm really going to focus on in this video is adjusting the brightness on your backlight. So normally if you want to turn on the light on your watch, let's say we're wearing our watch and you want to see the time, hopefully you can see this, but the control button, which is the upper left-hand button, also serves as your light button. If you press it once, the light should turn on your Garmin Instinct watch. And then after a certain amount of time, it should turn off. That amount of time that it takes for it to turn off depends on how you have it set in your backlight settings. And again, I'm not going to get into that, but maybe I'll do a video in the future to walk you through how you can adjust that. So if I press my light, I can determine, is that bright enough, or do I want it dimmer, or do I want it more bright? And if we want to adjust that, all we have to do is press and hold the control button and go into what's called our menu wheel. Now by default, you should have a menu option in here for the backlight. If you don't have it, I've got some videos out there that'll walk you through how to add that. All we're going to use is the menu or ABC button here to move up or down until we get to an icon that looks like a black sun, and that is your backlight settings button. Once we're on that, we can press the GPS button, and then we can use again the ABC or menu button to adjust the brightness. You'll notice as I'm turning it down, the light is getting dimmer. If I turn it up, it's getting brighter. Now the one thing I'll mention is be careful with this light. I personally keep mine as low as possible because at nighttime it's still pretty easy to see it, but the light really will eat up a lot of battery life. The brighter you have it, the more battery it's going to take every time that light turns on. But once we've got it set to what we want to, I'm going to just put it at 60 for the sake of this video. Once you've got it set where you want, press the GPS button. Now we've successfully adjusted the brightness on our backlight, and then we can press the back button to go back to the main screen. That's the quick and easy way to adjust the brightness. I'm going to show you one other thing without going into too much details. The only reason you would need to go here is A, if you don't have the brightness adjustment in your menu wheel and you don't feel like adding it, or if you're wanting to choose a different brightness for when you're in an activity versus when you're not in an activity. If you press and hold the menu button and then arrow all the way down to settings, press the GPS button, arrow down to system, again press the GPS button, and then arrow down to backlight. In here you can set up different brightnesses depending on if you're in an activity or not in an activity. So for example, we just adjusted it for me not in an activity, and you'll notice I've got it at 60%. But I could go here to during an activity and I can say, hey listen, while I'm in an activity, I want the brightness to be, notice how it's 20%. It's lower because that's how it's set for when I'm in an activity. So I'm going to set that to 5. So now if I'm in an activity and I turn on my backlight, it's only going to be at 5%. If I'm not in an activity, it's at 60%. So that's how you would adjust the brightness if you want it to be different between when you're in an activity and when you're not in an activity. So that's just kind of some more specifics. Once you've got it set the way you want, just press the back button and go all the way back to the main screen. So anyway, it's pretty easy. It's a whole lot easier. I've got some Casio watches, and it's a lot easier to adjust the backlight on the Garmin than it is on those Casio watches. I hope this helps as always. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comments and I'll try and help you out. Thank you for watching. Bye.